Today we're going to be learning how to multiply by 11 and by 12. So first of all, if you're looking at this chart, this will show you the different products when you're multiplying by 11. And when you're multiplying by 11, you can either think of it as adding 11 together however many times, or you can think of it like this. So if we have 11 times 2, for example, first we're going to do 2 times 1 in the ones place, and that equals 2. And then we'll do 2 times the 1 in the tens place, and that equals 2 as well. So that means that 11 times 2 is equal to 22. Let's see if we can figure out what 11 times 4 is. This problem says there are 11 straws in a package. Helen bought 4 packages. How many straws does Helen have? 4 times 11. So you can find it here on the table. 4 times 11 is 44. So again, the pattern is that the product of 11 and a single digit factor has 2 digits. It has 2 numbers in it, and each digit is in the product is the same as the factor that is not 11. So in other words, like we said, 4 times 11 is 44. 5 times 11 is 55, right? Another way that we can solve it is using counters. So we could make 4 rows of 11 counters, which would look like this. So we have 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11, and that would give us the answer of 44. So the model shows that 4 times 11 is equal to 44, and that gives us our answer that Helen has 44 straws. Now we are going to multiply by 12. So there are 12 inches in 1 foot. How many inches are in 6 feet? So we're going to be multiplying 6 times 12. So first we're going to decompose or break apart 12 into addends of 10 plus 2. So it would look like this. We have 6 times 10 in yellow, and then 6 rows and 2 columns, so 6 times 2 in the like reddish orange kind of color. And then we're going to multiply each part. So first, what is 6 times 10? Well, 6 times 10 is 60. And then we're going to multiply 6 times 2. And 6 times 2 is equal to 12. So now, once we found those two products, the next step is to then add 60 plus 12. And I know that 60 plus 12 is equal to 72. So therefore, 6 times 12 is equal to 72. Or you can think of it as adding together 11 6 times. Sorry, now we're going to do 6 times 11. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. So 6 times 11 then would be 66. What about 3 rows of 11 counters? That's the same thing as 3 times 11. So 11 plus 11 plus 11 is equal to 33. So 3 times 11 is equal to 33. 4 times 12. That's the same thing as 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12. And that is equal to 48. So 4 times 12 is equal to 48. 3 times 12 is the same as 12 plus 12 plus 12, which is equal to 36. So 3 times 12 is 36. Now let's do a little bit of matching. This is our last activity before you guys go and work by yourself. So we're going to match these equations on the left to what would be the correct way to break apart those numbers. So we have first, let's start with 11 times 3. So 11 times 3, we're going to look at ways that we could break apart the 11. And a common fact that I know would be 3 times 10. So if I did 3 times 10, which is right here, I would have to add that to 3 times 1. because 10 plus 1 would be equal to 11. 12 times 5 would be, you could do 5 times 10, which is the known fact, plus 5 times 2, because 10 plus 2 equals 12. Let's look at this next one. 12 times 9. We're going to decompose or break apart the 12. So I'm going to first do 9 times 10. Hey, I see a 9 times 10 right here, but I also see 9 times 10 down here. So the next part is going to be 9 times 1 or 9 times 2. Well, if our first factor is 12, that means that we're going to have to do 9 times 10 plus 9 times 2, because 10 plus 2 is equal to 12. 11 times 9, that'll be the 9 times 10 plus 9 times 1, because 10 plus 1 equals 11. And then last but certainly not least, we have 11 times 5. So we will do, our known fact is 5 times 10 plus 5 times 1. And again, we've talked about this a lot this year, but if you get to that last one and the last option doesn't make sense, that means that you must have made a mistake somewhere and you should go back and re-look at your answers. But that last one makes sense for us, so that means that we did it correctly. Hope you guys have a great day. Good luck.